Hello, everyone. It's me, Mrs. Cubbage. Yes, I am getting ready for the Christmas holiday season. Yes, I am. So, thank you so much for joining me. We are going to get started very, very shortly. What was I going to say? Well, you know what? Let's just get right into it. Cooking Fun with Mrs. Cubbage starts now. Hey, that was nice and quick, huh? Gotta enjoy a nice, quick opening. And I hope you like these glasses. You have to have something to kind of sparkle up the holiday season, right? Right? You have to bring your own sparkle sometimes, right? Well, as you can see, today I am not in my kitchen, right? I'm not in my kitchen. I'm actually, believe it or not, in my bedroom. I am. It's my little plant over here. I've got my vase here, filing cabinets, pictures, all that good stuff. But that is okay because though it is cooking fun with Mrs. Cubbage, today we will not be cooking. We are actually going to make, okay, we're actually going to make, at least partially. We'll see how long it goes, how long it takes. But we're going to make a Christmas, or depending on what colors you get, a holiday wreath. Now, of course, during the holiday seasons, there are, blue and white for Hanukkah, red and green and white for Christmas. And it doesn't always have to just stick to those colors. It just depends on what colors that you like. And I think I'm going to take these off. I think I'm going to take these off for a little bit. I may put them back on. They tickle my nose. Glasses tickle my nose a little bit. So that is what we are going to do. But before I do that, I do want to give a shout out to one of our friends and biggest supporters, Danetta Hardy, who just lost her grandmother. And her grandmother, like mine, was 100. Was 100. Now, we both called our grandmas Granny. So, that was also another little thing that connected us. And her granny she would take all these great videos of her granny when she would go to visit. And, it was just so super sweet. And I was so sorry to hear about her passing. So, Danetta, my sister, just know that we are praying for you and your family. And if you need us, you know where we are. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to show you, and hopefully it's not too difficult. It depends on, and I'm going to get a little bit comfortable here while we do this. It depends on if you know how to tie a knot. That's number one. And if you don't know how to tie a knot, that's okay, because you can have somebody help you, right? You could have somebody help you. Your grown-up could be there to help. If you are under the age, if your child is under the age of, I'll say 8, you may need to be around. You may need to be close by. Also, please forgive me for that sound that's outside. For some reason, they're digging up the road, digging up the street. I don't know what's going on out there. So, as you know me, I always try to get things started a little bit so I don't hold you up all day. But what I wanted to show you, the things that you need are scissors, whatever type of ribbon you want to use, and a wreath circle, circle of wreath. Now, I will tell you this, as you can see, I've already started on it a little bit. But what I will tell you is that you can get all of these items at the dollar store. Yes, you can. I got the ring and I got all of these great ribbons at the Dollar Tree, yes. I got these, well, this one, I should say. I got this pattern here with the gnome last year before Dollar Tree decided that they wanted to be $1.25 or whatever they're doing now. So so with that being said, these were actually $1, and now, of course, they're $1.25. So these were $1.25, and of course, the ring was also $1.25. Hey, sister, yes, thank you so much. I figured I might as well go live, right? I might as well go for it. And we are making a Christmas wreath. Now, this I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put that aside, and of course, when you're trying to rip the paper off of this, it could be a little bit annoying, just a little bit. But what you're going to want to do, you don't necessarily, in my opinion, have to measure out the pieces, okay? But I will tell you, let me see, I would say about, for a smaller one like this, you may need about 4.5 to 6 inches. And what I do is I cut, and hopefully you have a good pair of scissors. I cut, and for this particular pattern, I just cut it like this and just kept going. But when I get to the red, I will actually cut the red in half. It saves some money. It still looks good. And as you can see, once we get to the end, what I'll do is, as you can see, it's starting to fray a little bit, So you're going to want to snip the edges already as it is. So yes. So what I like to do, of course, first is try to get all of the cutting done. Right? So you try to get all of the cutting out of the way, and then you could just start to grab your pieces and just go from there. For me, making handicrafts and art, things like that, it's actually quite therapeutic for me. As you could see, now that that noise outside has decided to be quiet, usually Mr. Cubbage will just let me go ahead and, create my crafts, so I'll just go ahead and just cut. Sometimes I'll put them to work. Like, if you bother me, I'm going to put you to work. So he might say, that's okay, I'm going to run off. But that's all right. That's okay. But sometimes he will help. Like I'll say, I'm going to need 6-inch pieces of this fabric, of this ribbon. He'll do it. He will gladly do it. So that's a good thing. Very good. Okay, so not too bad. And that was the end of our ribbon. And what I also like is this particular ribbon actually has wire in it. I don't know if it could be seen on the camera, but there's wire in there, and it helps to keep the shape of your of your project. And again, like I said, if you decide that you want to cut it down a little bit, you could certainly do that. There's nothing wrong with that. So you have to tie a really nice knot. And then what I do is I push it as tightly up against the last set that I've done, and I just continue on. Now I'm gonna drop it down a little bit. You see how big my plant is getting? Oh my goodness. I remember when a friend of mine gave me that plant and she said, "You can definitely grow plants." And I said, "I cannot grow anything." I hardly grew myself. I'm only 5'1". So I said, "I can't grow a thing. I don't know what to tell you." She said, "No, you can definitely grow this plant. All you have to do is throw some water on it occasionally, make sure it sees sun occasionally if it wants to. It is foolproof. There's no way you can mess this up." So she gave me a piece, I should say, a piece of her plant with the roots. Always remember, those of us that don't grow plants, you need the roots. And in a wine glass, in a pretty little wine glass. And it was just in a regular little pretty wine glass, just a little clear stemmed wine glass. And that was probably, I'd say 4 years ago. And here it is now. And you should see it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause on this for just a moment, just to show you how big this plant has gotten. Look at this. Look at this. I actually had to roll it. It was actually, I think, attacking poor Mr. Cubbage when I had it in the in in our other room there, in our office area. So I'll fix that when we're done. I'll fix that when we're done. But can you believe it? I never thought that that plant would get to be that large. So it was wrapping around cords, and I, believe it or not, even cut some of it. I cut some of it off, if you could believe it. But it was absolutely amazing. I can't believe that that actually worked. I can't believe that was actually a thing. And I feel so bad because I don't know what kind of plant it was. So those of you who are on the live, or those of you who may watch back later, if you have any idea of what this plant is called, please let me know. I have this app, or excuse me, I had an app on my phone, and one of my coworkers told me about it, and I feel so bad. I can't remember what it was called. It was just one word. Jeez, I can't even remember. And I think it had, I want to say it was a word that had something to do with nature. And it was just one word. And all you had to do, the cool thing about the app was all you had to do was just take a camera shot of whatever it is that you had a question about. And it could be a plant, it could be an animal, it could be an insect, anything in nature that you might have a question about. And then all you had to do was just wait a minute, maybe a minute, and it would pop it up and let you know what it was. So I thought that that was pretty cool. I thought that that was a pretty awesome app. If I can remember what that app was, I'm going to have to download it again, because my preschoolers a lot, when we're on the playground, I mean, of course, not right now, because here in Pittsburgh, it is really cold. And it's actually, I think the high today was 38. Let's see. Already starting to look like something, huh? And at 40, I believe the temperature is 40, that we're allowed to take the kids outside. But if it's 40 and under 40, I'll say, so 39 and under, we cannot take the kids out. So, but when we do go out, they always want to know, what's this? What's that? What's this plant? What's that? I forgot what that app is called. So I can take a picture of it, but it certainly won't help, because my phone isn't going to tell us what it is, right? Oh boy. All right. So we're making some pretty nice headway with this. Making some really nice headway. And as you could see, as you go around, as I said, it's quite simple. It's quite simple. All you do, especially now, see, now I'm looking at it from the back and I'm trying to push and see how many, like how much more I could kind of squeeze into the space. I did this, well, I shouldn't say did. I'm still doing this craft for the month of December at the community center that I also work for. And what's interesting is that I told the kids I only ordered 12 of these size wreath rings, and I knew that not too many of the kids would want to do it. But believe it or not, out of the about 65 or 70 children in our program, I actually did get 12 that wanted to do it and a few more that wanted to do an additional one and a few that I, just didn't have any to do them with. But this is the thing. I allowed some of my younger ones to do it. I wanted the older ones to try this, right? Because it would actually turn into something. But my little ones, they would do something like this, and then they want to put the hat on. We'll do this. I put on like a hat. I want to do all these different things with it. And then what I also found interesting is that, like, how I have just this finished and it's not full. Oh, Mrs. Cubbage, it looks good. I like it this way. I just want to keep it like this. Oh my goodness. I'm like, no, we have to fill it up because it's not finished. No, I think it's good. I want to take it home. And it looks better with this green sticking up because, it looks like a real wreath. No. No. So I said, okay, well, if mom and dad are curious about why you didn't finish, bring it back and we'll continue on. Shockingly enough, though, they haven't brought it back. And one of those kiddos was one of the ones who wanted to do a second one. So that was an absolutely not. So look at that. So we filled it up, sort of, right? We're getting there. Could probably push a little bit more. And right here, I could fill this in. Let's see how this is doing. On that side, I could even fill some more of that in. I think what I want to do, just because I don't want to take up a lot of your time, I'm going to do I'm going to do some of this red. And then I want you to see how lovely these two ribbons will look together on this wreath. So I certainly hope that everyone is enjoying their holiday season, no matter what it is that you may celebrate. Hanukkah is on the way as well. I have a lot of friends that celebrate Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah to you. Kwanzaa. So happy Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is the day after Christmas. And of course, Merry Christmas to those of you who do celebrate Christmas. And I hope that, whether you celebrate Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, that, some of these crafts and even foods that I have on here can be a part of your holiday table, or like with this, hopefully your holiday decor. But I do appreciate each and every one of you who do tune in and check back when you can, jump on the lives when you can. It's very, very touching to me, and I really, truly do appreciate it. Now let's see if I can get this. Now this is the tricky part, okay? Me personally, you could start it wherever you want, but as you can see, I started on the inside ring, okay, on the inside part of the ring. I like to start from the inside and work out. Just for me, it's a little bit easier, but you may find that working from the outer edge and in is easier for you. As a teacher, you find that sometimes the way you craft something, yeah, see, look how long that, look how long that is. Oh my gosh. The way you craft something, the way you craft something may or may not be easier or easy for someone that you're teaching, and they may do it an opposite way, a little different than what you do, and that's okay. I had to learn that during my teaching career, especially at the preschool. And actually, it's funny that we sit here during the holidays talking about crafts and things. A few years ago, I always want to say a few years ago, but it's more than a few years now because the child I'm talking about is actually in high school now. But she was in my pre-K, which means she was 4 going on 5, and the next year she would be going to kindergarten. So I had her in my class, and I was doing some type of Christmas, I want to say it was kind of a patterning thing, almost kind of like this. This is kind of a pattern, right? Kind of doing some patterning. And I showed the class exactly how to do it. I had my examples, I had samples, I had all these different things, and I was going to show them exactly how to do it. And this is exactly the way that it needs to be done. Don't do it any other way except for this way. And I kid you not, this child, God bless her, she's probably the first child that ever taught me something. She did her craft in a completely different way. Like, it was just completely different the way that she went about it. And it ended up looking exactly like my sample. I was floored. So that really taught me something right there. As long as you have the samples out and you're ready, and you could teach, you have to teach somebody how to do something, or else how are you going to learn to do it? But the way that they do it and the way that they see it may not be the way that you see it, but somehow they always figure out a way to bring it back. And it was actually a very good lesson for me, because then after that, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just put the materials out and we'll just see what happens, right? We'll just see. So, so it was quite an eye-opener for me as a teacher, and but a very good lesson. A very, very good lesson. So look at that. Look at that. See, it is coming along. It is coming along. So I'm going to stop there. And what I'm going to do is next week, when I do the show. Maybe I'll do it live again. We'll see. We'll see. I think I will be able to do it again live. But what I'm going to do is I will have this completely finished, and I will show you what it looks like, what it ended up becoming. But hopefully you can see where it's, and I see this piece is a little long. See, so this is what we could do. If the pieces look a little long or out of whack or something, you could cut them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to show you what it looks like before I go into whatever our treat or maybe another craft. I don't know. We'll have to see. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so happy that you were able to be here, and my sister Danetta is here, and it's just a wonderful feeling. So thank you so much. I know that the numbers are low on here because I don't usually go live for this show, but thank you anyway. And please feel free, if you're not already, to subscribe. Please like, click, and share this on all your social media platforms. That would be very, very helpful. And I thank you. I hope that you have a blessed and wonderful day. And I'm going to tell you what, let's see what we have here. Let's see what we got going. What do we got going here? There we go. And I am out. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And thank you so much for tuning in.